Hi, welcome back to part 6. I'm going to try to cover quite a few things in this video, so I'll try to move along a little quick if I can. First I'm going to paint the trim around the house. I'm going to start here at the top, and I'm going to select just the gutter tops only from this top view. So I'll select face and drag select. And I'll select these outer gutter faces. Okay, that just saves a lot of jumping up and down. Now I'll go to the side view, get a full screen view on this, and start selecting all of the rest of it. So this will take a little while to go around, but you'll have to select each section, the end caps and everything, and then you'll have to go underneath and get these lower underhangs, and the outside edges of the roof is all part of the trim, so you just need to select all of those also. So you just got to work your way around the house, making sure you get all of that. Just about there. Okay, I think I've made my way all the way around. Oh, missed one right there. Yep. Okay. I'm going to look at it from the top view again. That's the best way to see if everything is pretty well covered. So you'll see a difference in the shadow or in the light. Something like, for example, right here, dark pink right here, but not dark pink over here, tells me I missed something. More than likely the underside. So let's see what I missed. Yep, that's what it was, the undersides. Alright, I'll go around this way and this way. Everything looks covered. Make sure I got the outer edges of all of them. Sometimes you forget those. And the inboards are in place. a cap. Okay, I would say everything is selected. Now I'm going to paint those. First I'm going to turn my colors back on my textures. And I'm going to paint those a dark brown. I've got a house out there that's got dark brown trim on it, so I'm going to locate that brown color that I made for it and assign that color to these gutters and trim. It's along in here somewhere. There it is, brown trim. So I'll add that, and now I'll go ahead and sharpen those. Let's see, select edge. Oops, wait a minute, gotta select it with this, and sharpen to -1. I'll just sharpen the whole thing from the top. Sorry, that's the easiest way to do it. And bang, there we go. Alright, let's turn these off. Now you can see a nice brown trim that goes all the way around the gutters and the trim boards on the end. Okay, it's looking nice and clean so far. Now I'm going to work on these windows. Turn these textures off. I'm going to work on these windows, getting everything set at the right height. First thing I'm going to do is level all the windows. And let's see, I spoke in another video about removing these center pieces. So I'm going to do that now. I think there's one more right here, I believe. And that's it. Now I'm going to select the tops of all openings. Select the verts of every opening. Hold down the shift and drag select the tops. And then I'm going to level all of these, set them all at the same height. On real houses, most windows and doors are pretty much the same height from the roof, same distance from the roof. Not in every case, but I find that most of them are that way. So that's what I'm doing. A simple house, simple measurements here. So I've just hit the F key and flattened everything. Now while they're still here in flat, I'm going to size the house to about where I think is the right height. I'm just going to make a guess here. Now I know I got this door already set for 4 feet wide. So I'm going to bring all of this door down a little bit so it's not so tall. So it looks more like, I make my doors 4 feet wide and 7.5 feet high. So I brought it down to here, which looks about like the proper level. Now I'm going to go around and select all the bottoms of my windows. Oops, hooked on the one in the background there. All right. I think I got them all. Now that's debatable to some people. All right, I'm going to hit the F key again. And I'm going to just make a kind of a guess at these. This is going to be a picture window. It should be oblong, and it is. This is going to be a picture window. It should be oblong, and it is. These two windows right here are going to be just normal size windows. So I'm going to just select the two bottoms of those, and I hooked onto some back there in the background again. And these two windows are going to be normal size windows. So I'm going to just make all four of these about the same size, what I think is the proper size window. These will be scaled to the proper size once the textures are applied and we're on plot. So for now I'm just kind of setting everything up in place. This is going to be a bay window. It's a pretty big window, so I'm just going to make a kind of a guess at it. Now, a door and a window is only between 1 and 2 feet from the roof, so you can see how much space there is here between this. So let's adjust it. Now, what do I want to do? Bring the floor up or bring the ceiling down? I'll bring the ceiling down. So I'll select verts just to below the gutters. Make sure I don't hook onto any windows or anything down there. Okay, I'm going to bring this down to just above the door to where I think it needs to be. So if you were standing at your front door, how much space is above it? And these windows the same, and overhead door the same. I like that. That's a pretty good, I'm just guessing that's about right. Now I'm going to find out. Here's the way I size my houses. I put a human being in there and just visualize, does this guy look like the right size for this doorway? So I'm going to select planting. Now I found this out kind of by accident. Now I'm going to select people. I'm going to select plant person. Now out here in space, this is odd. Like I said, I kind of find out by accident, but it works, so I use it. Out here in space, you can't just plant a person anywhere. So if I take this person here, and I always use a tournament official, they're at average size height. So if I put one in front of the door, I'll be able to tell if that door is the right size. So I'll select tournament official. Now watch this. If I try to put this guy outside the building, I'm going to hit plant right now. Nothing happens. But if I go inside this structure, just right inside the line here, it plants him. Well, sometimes it throws him up on the roof though. There, I planted him inside the building. Now, I would say this door is too tall for this man. It needs to come down. Well, the floor needs to go up. Excuse me. So I'm going to undo the plant the man. I'm going to select the verts again across the bottom of this. And I'm going to raise that up to where I think it needed to have been. Let's say right there. And I'm going to plant this tournament official back out there again. There he is. Tournament official, plant, right there. Put another guy here. The door is still kind of tall. I'm going to bring it up just a little bit more. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Select my verts again. And raise it just a little bit further this time. Okay. Once again with the tournament official. That's more like a normal size doorway there. That's closer to it right there. So I'm happy with that size doorway. The height of the house looks more normal now. So that's the way I'm going to plant it back down on the plot. So that'll do it for this video. I'll take this guy away and see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.